What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods Expert. Oh yeah, guys. So I'm down here in our little workshop area. Yeah, I've been grinding cobblestone into sand. We don't have a lot of sand and we're gonna need a lot of glass. So I was looking at progressing through the Rockhounding mod a little bit more, doing some stuff here. We had to make the sodium chloride compound, right? So to make one of those, we need this chemical flask with some salt, and the chemical flask, you get 2 of those for 5 pieces of glass, or 6 pieces of glass. So anyway, we were running low on glass, we were running low on sand, and I was looking through JEI trying to figure out how we can make sand. So if we look at the recipes on this, we can scroll over just a little bit and see that you can make it through a macerator. So you can put sandstone or cobblestone into the macerator to get sand. We have plenty of cobblestone, so I was like, hey, this seems like a pretty cool way of doing it. It's going to be a little bit better than me taking the hand crank and sitting here and holding right click for about 3 minutes per stack. Yeah, that's not a whole lot of fun. So anyway, I did that for 2 stacks, and while I was turning the cobblestone to sand, I was thinking about these different things that we could be doing. So macerator is definitely a viable option that we can use to do that. Now we made a metal former over here and we made a generator, so we'll have to make a macerator. We'll also have to figure out how to power from the generator over to where the macerator is going to be. But what we should do is start looking at expanding out our IC2 machines. I was looking and it looks like the macerator can also take some of the different ores that we're getting and turn them into double them and turn them into the powders and so on and so forth. Although some of the ores, like we got the, I don't know, magnetite. I don't know if we can take this and run that through the IC2 machine, the macerator. Oh yeah, look at that. You can take that and you get 3 iron dust. Okay, so the iron dust you can put through, I assume, some kind of a furnace. Looks like you can smelt it through this furnace. This is disabled. It doesn't show the IC2 electric furnace here, but I would imagine that we should be able to do that. If nothing else, we can triple that ore and then put it through the smeltery right here. But anyway, we're gonna have to figure out how to power these things just a little bit better. We've been putting coal into this generator, which does work, but it's running through our coal really quickly. So I was looking at the different ways that we can power IC2. Geothermal generator is the one that's sticking out to me the most. This should be able to take lava and turn that into power. I think that's going to be one of our best options that we can choose for right now. The nether is full of lava that we're not using, so we can turn that into IC2 power until we can get the solar panels, which is just going to be a little bit down the road. Anyway, this recipe does not look that complicated. It's just some glass, some iron plates that are run through our metal former we already have set up. It's going to require our generator that we already have, and then some of these universal fluid cells, which is just glass and some tin item casing, which is tin plate put through our metal former. So I think we should be able to do that relatively easily. None of those recipes seem that difficult, right? So I think that's what we're going to start working on, is getting the macerator hooked up, and then we'll probably look at making the electric furnace too. The electric furnace, I don't believe, is very expensive. It does require electronic circuit. Never mind, we can't do this. Oh man. Oh man. That's a little bit more expensive than I thought it was. Okay, hold on a second. So quartz resonator, so that is obsidian and block of quartz. This is a thermionic fabricator. I was thinking this was like the laser table from Buildcraft or something. Microchip, electrum nugget, red quartz from Britannia. Okay, so that's just a regular crafting recipe. Transistor, that is not... Oh, nichrome. We got stuck on the nichrome once again. Okay, so we can't make any circuits yet until we get nichrome at the very least. What about the macerator? Does the macerator require that circuit? No, the macerator does not require that circuit. Okay, so if nothing else, we can get this so it'll start making dusts out of our ores and we can start tripling ores. We can run it through the smeltery or whatever else. I think that's going to be a lot better than continuing to use our Embers machines down here. While these do work, trying to get those Ember shards and waiting on this whole rigmarole to work, not the funnest thing in the world. Okay, so I think we're still going to continue on with this. So macerator and geothermal are the two machines that I want to make. So I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and start getting all the parts made for these two rather inexpensive machines. Yeah, we'll get all this stuff going and then we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so I got a lot of the parts ready to go here. I made extra tin item casing thinking that's what this was down here, but that's actually iron item casing. So anyway, we got all these parts ready to go. The only thing we're missing is this generator. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this one up. I made a wrench here that is just 6 bronze. Yeah, you make like an upside down hat and put a little handle on there, and then you got the wrench. Anyway, so we should be able to make this thing like I was just saying. And now that we got this geothermal generator, we should be able to turn lava into EU power. Hopefully that is macerator. That is what we're hoping to do here. So let's see if we can grab a bucket of this lava here and just make sure this will go into the machine. This goes there. That sounds like that is generating EU. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's generating it quite quickly too. Actually, I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot faster than what the regular generator was using. So this is going to be really good. So we should be able to keep this machine powered and then start powering additional machines. So getting lava is going to be the thing that we're going to have to do. We can use one of these fluid tanks though to push lava into the geothermal, and then we can have like a drum or something similar to what we've done over here. We can have a drum storing large quantities of the stuff. So yeah, we were pulling out of our coke oven here with the fluid tank, and that's pushing it over into our iron drum for the mass storage. So we do the opposite. So pull out of the drum into the tank and then into our geothermal generator. I think that's how we will do this. Alternatively, we could just use a fluid pipe or something, but I think that's going to work just fine for our purposes here. So I need to get myself like a drum. I think that's our next step. Let's get ourselves a drum. We need to fill that full of lava, like 128 buckets of it, just so we have plenty of lava on tap. I don't know if there is a thing like some kind of a range pump that's in this pack, high pressure pump, something that will grab lava at a distance. Honestly, I don't know. Is that what this does? This pump? Maybe. A fluid pump from Immersive Engineering. I don't know if this will grab lava from a distance. Is there anything else in this pack, I wonder, that would do that? So we could just set something up in the nether to suck up lava and then put it into a tank for us? I don't know. I'll have to look through this pack a little bit and figure that out. But yeah, for now, I think we'll just make ourselves the drum like I was talking about. We'll do the iron one. So that is weighted pressure plates. Oh, we need aluminum plates for the cauldron. That's interesting. Do we have aluminum in here? We have tin, we have iron, bronze, lead, gold. I don't know if we have any aluminum right now. Siderite. That's bauxite ore, if I remember correctly, right? Here we go. So let me grab 9 of those. We'll melt that down in the smeltery. It melts down really fast. We'll cast out a block, and then we can break that block apart and run it through our machine over there. Let's put... Where'd it go? Right there. Found it. Yeah, this stuff melts really fast in the smeltery, which is nice. So we get 1 block of that. We can cast that out. Whoa, that was a little bit of lag by right-clicking. Yeah, we'll cast that out. I think this hardens in like almost no time at all as well. This will give us the perfect opportunity to see if that geothermal generator is keeping up or making more power than what the metal former can use here. Yeah, because when we had the regular generator here and we had a piece of coal in there, as I was using the metal former, like the power bar wasn't moving at all. Like it was making the exact power that that machine needs. So let's try this. 5 of those. No, is it 7? 7 of those. Okay, so we are using power here. So let me put in the bucket of lava and oh yeah, we're making more power than what that machine can use. So this is good. This makes a lot more power than what we were doing before. So that's awesome. All right. So anyway, let me go ahead and get this thing set up. I'll make this drum. I'll find ourselves a lava source. We might just go to the nether and collect a whole lot from there. Yep, let me do that, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I just got back from the nether and I filled up our iron drum here with 139 buckets of lava. I just got a fluid tank, just made one of those, so we should be pretty much good to go here. I'll put the fluid tank right here. We'll put the iron drum on top. So we'll do one of those numbers. So on the bottom of this thing, let's go and configure that. We'll do push, and then on the top of this thing, we'll do pull. So that should pull the lava from the drum here into the fluid tank, and it's going to push that fluid into our geothermal, which will fill up our tank here and keep our power full. That's the idea. Yep. Okay, so I think that's all well and good. We still need a way to figure out how we're going to keep getting this lava every time. Like, I can go to the nether and bucket it out. Really don't want to, though. So, again, that's going to be something I'll have to look at in the future here. All right, so now that we got that done, we need to get ourselves a way to distribute the power, right? So right now the way this is set up is we are having our machine touch the generator, which gives it power, but we can make ourselves some kind of power cables to move that power around a little bit. So I think what we're going to do, let's take some of these copper ingots. We should be able to run that through the metal former on the extruding mode, I do believe, to make ourselves some copper wires. Take a look at that real quick. Right, like this. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Is that going to be lagging if that's happening? That doesn't feel like it's too laggy anyway. Yeah, I probably don't want that flashing though. I'm sure that's causing some kind of a lag. Anyway, so that is making the copper cables here. And these can transfer 128 EU per tick, which is pretty cool. We do want to get some rubber though for those, so we can... I don't remember if that makes it so a lot loses less power over time, or if those cables will just shock you and you'll take damage if you touch it. I don't remember how that all works. But anyway, we do want some kind of rubber on there to protect it. I don't remember if we have collected any rubber yet. We have rubber wood, and I think the only way to get rubber out of that is to extract it. Let's check out the uses of this. Fuel smelting. Let's see. Extractor. Yeah, the extractor gives us the rubber balls. Block cutting machine turns it into planks. Okay. Is an extractor hard to make? I don't know. Let's find out. That requires a basic machine, casing, iron plate, 10 plates, and crushing gear. So it's a little bit of iron that goes into there. The other option is we can kind of go around and find some IC2 rubber trees, which is probably a thing we're going to want to do. But either way, the extractor would take the resin that we get from the IC2 rubber trees, and it should be able to give us 3 rubber balls per. So either way, we're going to want this extractor. So I think that's going to be our next goal here. So let's see, that is 10 iron plus, that's 11. And then we need 8 more bronze. Yeah, it's a little bit of work to get all this stuff going here. Hey, we have exactly 11 iron. That's pretty awesome. We should be able to take some of this other stuff, I do believe, and put that through our macerator, which I have here, if we need more iron. So we'll look at doing that. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll just go ahead. Oh, you know what? We're going to need 2 more ingots of iron, aren't we, for this, for the pistons? Oh, boy. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and get those things hooked up here. We'll try and make this extractor. I'll go and see if we can find some rubber trees around here. In fact, we're going to need a tree tap, I do think, in order to get the resin out of the trees, right? And I believe, if I remember correctly, it's made something like this. I can't remember. I thought I remembered. Nope. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. Tree tap. That was close. That's kind of close, right? Kinda close, maybe. All right, well, maybe not that close. All right, so we got 2 of those. You know what? I'll just go ahead and make another one since we already have the planks available. There we go. So we got 3 of those tree taps. We just need to find the IC2 rubber wood trees around. I know I've seen them somewhere around here. I think you get the highest chance of those to spawn in a swamp, if I remember correctly. But I am almost positive I've seen them just around. Maybe not in the spruce wood forest here, but yeah, it'd be just a little bit out over this way. Anyway, let me go ahead and see if I can find those rubber trees that I know I've seen before. If nothing else, like I said, we'll go to the swamp, which I know we've seen a swamp down this way. In fact, I might just head that way right now. I'll go collect some rubber. We'll get some stuff going, and we'll be back, guys. So right away here in the swamp, I was able to find a few of these trees. There's one there. Where'd the other one? Oh, yeah. There's one right over here, too. So these trees, if you haven't seen these before, these are the IC2 rubber wood trees. You can tell what they are by the column of leaves that are single column on the top of them. Usually a 3 high. That one looks like it's 4 high. But anyway, they have these little spots on them. You take your tree tap and you right click on there and you get yourself some sticky resin. Right, so what we're probably going to end up doing is chopping these trees down. So you can see the spot is gone, but you can keep right clicking on it, and then eventually that spot kind of like just goes away. Since we're chopping this tree down anyway, we're going to try and get some rubber saplings. That doesn't really matter. Normally you want to just right click it if the spot is available to be harvested, if it's orange. Otherwise, yeah, it's gonna permanently go away and you're just gonna have yourself a bad time. But like I said, we're chopping down these trees anyway, so it doesn't really matter, not to us right now. So we'll go and chop this down. Hopefully we'll get ourselves some rubber saplings here. That's what we're looking for, so we can plant more of these trees closer to the base. Yeah, if we can have ourselves like some kind of a rubber wood farm on the base, that'd definitely be a lot better than having to come over here. So where was the other rubber tree? Right here. Another thing we could do is just go ahead and chop the full tree down and just try and get the saplings that way instead of like messing around with it. I do believe if there was a spot it would drop some resin. Not always. But anyway, yeah, here's some more of these things. They're just all over the place here in the swamp. I'll collect some more of this resin and we will continue on, guys. Alright guys, so here is our extractor. We got that ready to go now, so that's pretty awesome. So I grabbed some of the extra rubber saplings that we had made from before, or I'm sorry, that we collected from before, and I planted them over here on our property, so that way we'll have access to collect rubber as we see fit, as we need it, without having to go away. So yeah, those are just planted right over there. I did put our macerator right here, and I made some of the insulated copper cables and just ran it underneath our geothermal generator so we can place our machines on top of it. Okay, so extractor, let's go ahead and set that down right here. So that is grabbing power from the cable, generator's filling itself back up. So now we should be able to take these and run it through the extractor and get 3 rubber balls per resin, which is awesome. Previously, in order to make these cables down here, we had to smelt the resin just to get 1 rubber ball per. Yeah, this is going to be so much better. Yeah, so now we can get 3 at a time. So that's really, really cool. We can also take these rubber wood that we have and run those through there and get a rubber ball every single piece of wood. Otherwise, we could take those like we saw before and I think smelt them into a jungle log or something. That doesn't really matter. We have like all of the wood that we need from our lumber axe here, right? So there's no purpose in doing that as far as I can see. So we'll just let this run, let this do the full stack of rubber balls, and we'll have those on tap for later on. So yes, we got lots of good stuff going on here now. I like it. Also, I suppose we should check out the macerator, being able to macerate this ore here. So this is the one that I believe gives us a full ingot of ore when we or a full ingot of iron when we process it through the Embers mod, right? So if we put that into the macerator here, this will give us 2 crushed iron ore, which is pretty awesome. This is like the first time we've been able to double our iron. So yes, this is great. So we can further do stuff with this crushed iron ore if we had more machines. Yeah, the uses for this, we can smelt it into 1 iron ingot directly. We can also smelt it in our smeltery over there for 1 ingot as well. You can put it through the ore washing plant. Yep. So we'll take the crushed stuff, run it through the ore washing plant. We get the purified crushed iron ore and 2 tiny piles. Now, if you take 9 of those tiny piles, you get another iron dust, which you can smelt down for another ingot. So it's a little bit extra. So we double it from the macerator, and then we can, I guess, every 5 of this iron that goes through the ore washing plant. yeah, we can get ourselves an extra ingot. So it's all right. It's pretty good. It's not really necessary to squeeze out every last drop like that right now, but it is something we'll want to be looking at in the future. Okay, so there is 9 of these things. So we should be able to put those into our smeltery over here. Like so. Yeah, we can put those into the smeltery directly. Those melt down, and then we can pour those out and cast that into an iron block, which is pretty awesome. So yes, we no longer have to use the Embers mod, as far as I can tell, for at least iron. We'll still have to use it if we have to make more of that other alloy stuff that we need the mixer thing for. But yeah, this is really cool. It feels like we're actually progressing in this mod pack now. Alright guys, so our macerator over here is able to take cobblestone and then turn it into sand, which is pretty awesome. That was like one of the original things that we wanted to do here, but the problem is it goes very, very slowly per piece of sand. It's one of those kinds of things that you want to set up an automation like a hopper going into it and something extracting out of the macerator. Yeah, just let that go in the background over time. Eventually what we'd want to do is get some overclocker upgrades for this thing, so it'll cost more power per block to process, but it'll do it a lot faster. So that's something we'll be looking at doing sometime in the future, hopefully sometime rather soon. Okay, so we got 2 stacks of glass cooked up. I just got done cooking those up. So if we come over here and put those into this thing, we can make our test tubes like we wanted to do. So there's that. I'll add some of these over here and I'll tell it to balance the grid. So yes, now we can make a whole lot of these test tubes. Perfect. Okay, so these chemical flasks mixed with salt, you need 3 pieces of salt, make the sodium chloride compound. Yeah, we don't ever get these chemical flasks back. So we're going to be making, or we're going to be needing a lot of sand being produced all the time. Yeah, so that's going to be an automation that we're going to have to set up for a little bit later. So anyway, the sodium chloride compound, I do believe we put over here in this machine. Okay, yeah. So we already got a little bit in there. There's a little bit more. I don't know where these came from. I guess they stayed in the machine when I broke it the last time I placed it back down, I guess. So that has to be mixed with, I think it's whatever this machine makes. I can't remember. Yeah, we have to take a whole lot of these different machines and hook them all together. I believe this one uses some of the stuff like maybe the hydrofluoric acid or something to make whatever this one's going to be. And then all of those go down into this mineral analyzer over here. Yeah, we're going to have to try and make the sulfuric acid. I think it might be the hydrochloric acid actually that goes and mixes with the sulfuric, or mixes with the sodium chloride to make the sulfuric. But anyway, that's going to be something that we'll look at again in another episode. We're running out of time for today. Well, actually, I'm running out of recording time for today. It's getting pretty late here. I've been spending a lot of time trying to get all these different things going, but I'm feeling pretty good about where we are right now as far as our resources. Now we're able to double all of our ores without having to worry about the ember stuff. That is a huge step forward, guys. That is great. That means we don't really have to worry about any of those machines we have downstairs anymore. We don't have to worry about the grindstone for doubling our copper. We don't have to worry about those heat tube things. All of that stuff, I do believe, has now been obsoleted by this and our smeltery. I would like to get the electric furnace hooked up. That's our next thing that I'd like to work on. But as we saw earlier, that recipe looks like it's going to be a little bit complicated to get everything done. It's not impossible, but I just don't think we can do it right now. Yep. So that'll be a future project. But anyway, guys, we're going to go and wrap the episode up here for today. Getting the macerator and all that stuff online, like I said, very, very happy about that. Geothermal generator, better power, better EU power. Very cool. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.